Can you hear me? I think you're on mute.
Good morning. Yes, I can hear you. We are already streaming live on YouTube right now. So let me just make sure I got my.
I think you're on mute.
Nope, I'm not on mute. Good morning. Yes, I can hear you. We are already streaming live on YouTube right now. Okay, this is what I have to do. Okay, so we're going to start in about 5 minutes. We've got some time. I'm going to go ahead and have my camera off and on mute. Good morning. There is a little bit of a delay. Yes, I can hear you. We are already streaming live on YouTube right now. And Dior, are you going to need a to screen share?
Yes, I will.
Okay, well, you've been promoted to panelist, so you should have the ability to screen share. I'm just going to kick everything off in about 2 minutes, just kind of talk about um, go into what lead magnets are, what lead capture is. But when we actually go into the breakdown of the reporting, that's when I'm going to stop the live stream. And whoever's inside of the Zoom will have private access to that walkthrough.
Okay.
And we should have as much time as you feel that we need. Will
Okay.
you be on camera today?
I can be. I'm not all dressed up, looking nice like you, but
Well, yeah, I mean, if you stay ready, you're gonna have to get ready. Well, you got 2 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn my camera off now that I've got everything set up, and then we'll be live in 2 minutes.
Okay.
Good morning, Young Black and in Business. My name is Brittany Miller, and welcome to our first edition of Tech Talk Tuesdays. We have our special guest, Dioran Aries, who's going to be walking us through how exactly to create reports from your lead magnets and lead captures. But before we begin all of that, I want to thank everyone who is inside of our Zoom right now. Normally, about once a month, we host a live Zoom training. Our Tech Tuesdays are going to be a little bit different because we will be going through one-on-one walkthroughs of exactly how we create these processes. So the first half of the Tech Talk Tuesdays will be live streamed on YouTube for free, just to kind of go over, as I said, what we will be discussing, why it's important to your business. But when we actually go through the breakdown of how to do these things, how to implement them, because we want to make sure that the people that are participating in the Zoom are able to ask questions and get the answers that they need, and that we can actually take the time to walk through whatever those steps are, because they are going to be a little bit more technical. The stream will actually end. So if you want the behind the scenes, if you want to be inside of the Zoom and you want to speak to us directly, you've got to purchase a VIP ticket. Our live Zooms for the Tech Talk Tuesdays will be $10 for private access to the Zoom information, so that you can actually hop on with us inside. And however much time it takes for you to walk through, or if you've maybe got other questions going on in your business, now is the time to really ask those questions. Being able to have access to so much training and so much education is great. And we wanted to empower our network with that. But we wanted to take it a step further to give them live action results. Young Black and in Business supports entrepreneurs across the nation, but really, I think what sets us apart is the fact that we are so rooted in getting things done and taking actionable steps and making sure that our entrepreneurs who choose to take this journey with us actually become revenue generating, lucrative entrepreneurs. Over the past year, especially with the pivot that we've been able to make, thankfully, entrepreneurs in our network have been able to come together even as much as last year when we hosted our summer festival to make these strategic partnerships where their brands or the service offerings are very complementary. So when they come together, they're actually much more powerful. So in the spirit of that, we want to make sure that we are continuing to close the digital divide between our businesses, to make sure that our businesses are using the tools, the technological resources that other businesses in the bigger market are using, so we can, of course, remain competitive and relevant and become revenue generating businesses. So thank you for watching. We're live streaming on YouTube. Thank you to everyone who's inside of the Zoom right now. Thank you for your support. Today's Tech Talk Tuesday, we're going to be talking about lead magnets and lead capture. And the behind the scenes that our Zoom participants will have access to is actually, how do you generate reports from your lead magnets that can help you make better tactical marketing decisions? Marketing right now is everything, especially considering that everyone is at home. You have to know where your customers are, what they like to do, what they like to eat, what they like to watch, do they have kids? Are they single? All of these things going on in the market, you want to be aware of so that you know where to put your lead magnets, where your customers are. That's where you want to be. So your lead magnets are going to be things that are attractive to that customer, hence the term magnet. Even right now, if you are watching this on YouTube or if you are inside of the Zoom, you have been attracted to Young Black and in Business. One of our best lead magnets are the events that we put on. Last year, we had two festivals, the Young, Engaged, and Serious Entrepreneur Festival. And that was basically like a Black business expo. We had maybe, I think, between 50 and 75 vendors come out and showcase all of their materials, all of their products, do demos. We had motivational speakers. But the whole point was to create a platform where our vendors could come out, could showcase their goods and services, and of course, make money. And that is exactly what happened because that is the purpose of Young Black and in Business. But how did we attract those vendors? How did we attract people to come to our event? Well, the event itself is a lead magnet because we know that our network loves to vend. We know that our network loves online promotion. So we created something for them and we threw it out there where they are. You know, our network, of course, is on Facebook and they're on Instagram. So we heavily promoted the event on those networks. So when our network, our perfect customers saw that we were hosting an event in a really great space because it's well known in the community, they were attracted to coming and vend with us. So then once they've been attracted, okay, well, we need your contact information. That's the lead capture. So behind the lead magnet is the lead capture. And that is what is so important. You know, a lot of businesses right now taking advantage of marketing. You're getting a lot of traction. You're promoting a lot. People know you. They've seen, you know, your promo or they follow your personal account and they follow your business account. They are intimately involved with what you have going on and want to be there with you. Okay, well, all of that is great. But if you don't have their contact information, I mean, they're blowing in the wind. If you think about it, when we used to visit malls, and you went to purchase something at the register, they would find some way to ask you for your name, your email address, and your phone number. Me personally, I started out on the retail sales floor at 16. So I understand exactly what everyone at the register was going through because I was putting you through it. You're welcome. But the importance of that is so that the company, the organization, me, myself, you know, maybe as your favorite sales girl can actually follow up and contact you again. I want to let you know when we got promos going on. I want to let you know when I'm in the store so you can come and shop with me. Well, on a bigger scale, that's the exact same thing for your business. No matter what you're selling, you know, no matter what you're offering, you want to be attractive. And then once you attract them, you need to get their number, you need to get their email address, you need some kind of contact information because just that one visit is not enough. You know, maybe they didn't have time, or maybe you didn't have time because you're leveraging a lot of customers at once. Well, the whole point is to make sure that you're building relationships. And you can't build relationships if you don't have their contact information personally. And I put the emphasis on personally because just because they're your Facebook friends or they follow you on Instagram or you may be connected on LinkedIn, those platforms have ownership of your data. So as many of you guys know, there's been a few times where there's been a few glitches and Facebook shuts down or Instagram shuts down, and now you can't put up your scheduled marketing that you were going to do. You can't message your customers like you thought you were. This is why it is so important to have ownership of data. And any business I work with, that's one of the first questions I ask: who owns this data? Where is it going? How do we get the data? I just want to know about this data, because once you have data, you are powerful. Data in itself is currency. So if you are not attracting it, if you are not getting phone numbers and email addresses, if you're not getting anything that's going to allow you to follow up with your customer, you're already behind, because other companies understand how easy it is to put up a lead magnet, which could be something like a live Zoom training, like you're in right now, and that you had to purchase a ticket, whether it's free or paid. So either way, I got your contact information, so I'll be following up with you. Or it could be something as simple as a news article that provides information that is pertinent to your network. And that's really what you want to be thinking about. What is it that your network wants? What is it that your customers want? So if you put that want in front of them, they're going to go ahead and take it. And they feel like in exchange for you satisfying that want or satisfying that need or satisfying that problem, they're comfortable with giving you some of their contact information. Preferably, like I said, email address and phone number. Email marketing is still really big. Email newsletters are still going out. If you're inside of our Zoom right now, you've probably received one of our newsletters, or if you haven't because you're new, and we love new customers, new leads, new prospects, you will be on our email list and you'll be getting an email as well, so that we can continue to sell to you. We can continue to tell you about Young Black and in Business, and also give you opportunities to learn more about us. So now that we've kind of have an overview over what lead magnets are, why lead capture is so important, because that's when you capture the information that you can use to follow up with your customers, or that you can even use to make better marketing decisions. I'm actually going to give our special guest an opportunity to introduce himself, because he is going to be the one walking us through how to use the data that we get from our lead captures to make really good reports that will allow us to make better marketing decisions. So, Dioran, do you want to hop in and tell everyone who you are, what you do?
Yeah, let me start my video. Can you see me?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So my name is Diorn. I am the lead software programmer at a company called Rapid POS. And what we do is we supply small to medium retail businesses with the retail software that they need. So as far as managing inventory, ringing up sales when you go to Macy's and you see the person behind the cash register ringing up your shirt you bought. That software is the stuff that I built. So my day-to-day tasks include analyzing and reading data all the time. Um, uh, um, when uh, when you talk about data and lead captures, um, it's all the same information, right? So when you get a lead capture, you're capturing the customers or anybody. You're capturing their email. You're capturing an action they did, and that all that data that they have has to be stored somewhere. And that's mainly what I do. I take that data from the front end and then I put it in the back end.
Okay, thank you. I mean, and so since this is really what you do, what kinds of things, do you see the companies do with the data? What kind of
So
decisions have you seen them make?
okay, and that's another part of my role too. We generate reports based off of the data that we get in, um, and so yeah, the kind of data that we analyze and get is are things like okay, how many times a customer came into my store last year? What about last month? Um, what did they buy? Um, what was my top selling item for that customer last year? So when I do want to remarket to them, I'm remarketing the stuff that they're interested in and not the stuff that they're not interested in, right?
Mhm.
Yep.
So, with this kind of information, is this where maybe companies will roll out with one product, but based on the data, they'll say, okay, let's scrap that product and focus on something else?
That's correct. That's correct. So you have these big retailers and these big manufacturers that do collect this data, and yes, you're right. If something's hot and something's not, yeah, they're like, okay, let's get this out. This is the product that's selling. Let's advertise this a little bit more.
Mhm. Okay, because one of the things I could think about, and I don't know how exactly they would be able to capture this data, was it was a I mean, more than a few years ago at this point, where McDonald's has started putting French fries in their cheeseburgers. because somehow they found out that everyone who bought, a small fry and a cheeseburger was actually putting them in. So I think they actually created a product, I think, for a few years where you could order the cheeseburger with the fries in it. I'm not sure if they charge more for it or not, but it was something interesting that I had noticed. So is that kind of something that can come from reporting and data?
Um, it can. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good example. Yeah.
Okay, or do you have any examples that you've seen firsthand, since this is really the back end industry you're in?
Um, well, that's exactly what. So what the company I work for, they we specialize in creating software for. We have a lot of garden centers, and then we have a lot of firearm. People who sell firearms, so firearm clients, right?
Hmm.
Um, so so that data is collected from, okay, what product sold most last month, right? What product is what product is our top seller from last week, or our top seller from last month, and using that data, or how much we did in sales, last year or last week. What do we need to do differently? It's just the data that's collected just makes you make correct business decisions, right?
Hmm.
So if you don't have this data, then how do you know where your company is going to go? How do you know where you want your company to go? Um, you're making decisions blindly based off of your instinct, and not factual
No,
data.
right. And I could definitely see how making those kinds of decisions has an effect on, I would think, the profitability of your business, because if you're going in one direction and then you realize after the fact that you need to switch gears, sometimes even that redirect in itself can be expensive.
Yep, that's correct. Yeah,
So,
yeah, it could be. um I mean, a lot of companies nowadays are making the investment in reporting. That's one of our, that's how a lot of businesses, there's actual businesses that come into your, come into your company and generate reports for you, and say, here's what you need, you know
mhm,
here is based on our analyzing of your data, here's what we think you should do, you know that's how artificial intelligence is made. That's AI, right? So
yeah.
it takes in it takes in your information based off of a reaction. Say you have a robot that says hello, and you give that robot, you distribute that robot to 20 people, and and um, the 9 times out of 10 the response is, "Oh, hi, how are you?" So if you turn that around and somebody says hi to the robot, they're going to say, "Hi, how are you?" Based off of the data that that robot has collected.
Yes. Okay. Even like when you're playing video games and you may be able to beat the computer one time and then never, never after that.
Yep. Yep. That's artificial intelligence. That's data that's being collected. So, and then decisions being made based off of that data.
Yes. And then, because there's a lot of programs that will help you capture data, but one of the special things I like about what you're going to show us is how to create your own reports for data you're interested in, you
Right.
specifically. Now, if you're using a CRM, and a CRM could be something like, of course, Salesforce, which is, everyone knows about Salesforce because they've got good marketing. Mailchimp again. Um, I always like to say, if there's something going on in your business, there should be a tool that can give you data for that. So whether you are sending an email to a small batch of people, even if it's 10 or 15, or you've got a huge email list, hundreds, tens of thousands, you still need some kind of tool in there to help you capture a minimal amount of data and basic things like, is anyone even opening this email? What time are they opening this email? What time is everybody opening the email? Are they clicking on things? Like, even those kinds of things can help you make better marketing decisions when you're putting your pieces together. Maybe when you're creating your lead magnets, because now you have a better understanding of what the people who read your email or who in front of your marketing actually like, are actually gravitating towards. But I want to kind of swing it back to the report you're going to be helping us go through. So before we put this whole conversation together, you had asked me to pull a lead capture, a real one that we use in our business. And a lot of our members have received multiple lead captures, multiple lead magnets from me. um, some of Before we had shut down, I wanted us to be the hub for all of the events that were going on in our community and from a vendor's perspective. So I was sending out a vendor survey about an event that you had attended. Was it good? Were there a lot of people there? Did you feel the vendor fees were appropriate, for maybe how much you were able to make or how many customers you were in front of? Membership update profiles so that we can have feedback on our membership and we understand where they are in their entrepreneurial journey. But the lead capture I sent over to you, Dioran, was from our Young, Engaged, and Serious Festival. So that was actually the first event I was able to put on with Roosevelt, who is the CEO and chairman of Young Black and in Business and has been doing events and festivals and networking opportunities for, I think, years. I think maybe already at 5 years before I came on and done the festival last year. And so one of my biggest things I did was put the festival online so that we could have online ticketing sales. And then also a part of the online form, I believe in this one, or it was the event we did after, there may have been some customized questions, and I say that to say, Eventbrite does allow you to put in custom questions for your order form so that you can really beef up that lead capture. Because again, you want to know like what your customers do, where they are, where they hang out, what they like. So anytime you can add additional questions to the order form before they check out, that's always going to be gold. But I think the form that we were working with just like was basic information. But the reason why I wanted to use that is because a lot of organizations are hosting events right now, especially now that you're online. And hosting an event in itself is a lead magnet. And once you get that contact information, you've got lead capture. But one of the things that we're actually capturing, since it was a ticketed event, is we had three layered tiers of tickets. So, an entry one and a VIP and some other benefits. We are actually in San Diego. So the event was hosted in San Diego, California. But if you're from San Diego, everything's about 20 minutes away. Anytime someone asks me how far is it, it's like 20 minutes. So being able to see actually where was everyone coming from who purchased tickets from us, so that maybe we could make better decisions about where we should host it or where we should put more of our marketing, or even how long were people purchasing tickets, how far out until up until the day of our event, and then even being able to take a look back at last year based on the report that you gave us. Me and Roosevelt, I think we're talking for like 20 minutes, like, did you know this and did you know that, and I didn't realize this. Now just being able to have all these kinds of questions we were asking ourselves, and the more questions, that's better, because now we can have more answers. So when we do host this event, I don't know when, again, we can take the information that we got from the reporting and apply it to next year so that maybe we can have more sales, or we can tailor our tickets because maybe there were some benefits in the tickets that the customers just didn't care for. It wasn't important to them. But being able to have that information as we move forward, is going to help us be more tactical, help us, hopefully have a better profit as we become more effective and efficient with the types of benefits that we offer, how long, we may put the tickets out, before the actual event, and just understanding, what is it that our customers need. So can you like briefly go into that? Because you're not going to give us any details. I'm actually going to shut down the live streaming before you do, so we can have private access inside of the Zoom. But just give us like a little bit of tidbit behind, what you're thinking, your strategy, like as you're doing these reports.
Um, okay. So, what I advise what I advise everyone to do. I don't care who you are or what status you have. I advise everybody to go out there and take a some computer programming or some an Excel, something to do with data manipulation, right? Because if you're a boss or if you're a worker, if you're anybody, if you're a child, you're dealing with data. So what I advise everybody to do is go out there and take a class on data manipulation, whether it's uh, oh, oh, can you see me? My bad.
Yeah.
Okay, whether it's doing stuff in Excel or doing stuff in Microsoft SQL Server, but that information is going to help you in the future. Um, so back to your question. Yeah, you gave me that a sheet, and I have two screens. If I'm looking to the right here,
Mhm.
you gave me that. Well, my first thought was, okay, what is the data that they want to see? What would help drive their promotion for the fest for next year, or whenever, like you said, whenever we can have it again. What type of data would help them uh, gain more leads and gain and sell more tickets? So that was my first thought when you gave me that spreadsheet. um, and then I thought to myself, so as a business owner, what kind of data would be interesting to me? So it doesn't always have to drive, you know, any monetary stuff. Sometimes as a just being a person, you're a curious person. People are curious. So it might not be okay. I just want to see, you know, things like how many people signed up. Maybe it's a free event, you know but I still want to see how many people signed up. So that was my first thought when I was going into this, when you after you gave me that spreadsheet.
Okay. Well, thank you, because when we saw the reports, I was blown away. Because anytime you use a software platform, they give you reporting, but the report that you gave us wasn't offered.
Right.
So
Yeah, and that's generally the when you're on, uh, that's how they entice you to sign up for higher packages, right?
mm,
That's how these, like you said, these CRM softwares, like Mailchimp and stuff, things like that. They say, okay, well, we're going to give you the basic reports, but we can give you higher reports, but you're going to pay a premium for it.
see, look at that, the upsell. You can never
Yeah.
get away from it. Okay, well, it's 7:30. Hopefully that gives everyone an overview about what we're going to be talking about and really diving into. Like I said, our Tech Talk Tuesdays are going to be much more technical than our live Zoom trainings, and there's actually going to be walkthroughs. So I want to thank everyone for watching. If you actually want to know what's going on behind the scenes and be walked through live with Dioran, you do have to be a VIP. Only our exclusive Zoom participants are going to continue to be on the line and get this one-on-one walkthrough with Dioran and myself. So I just want to thank everyone for watching. If you're inside the Zoom, don't go anywhere. I'm just going to stop the live stream, but we're still live. So give us 2 seconds.